From having a major cameo getting spoiled by the director, to everyone hating everything about the film. The Flash director Andy Muschietti has leaked massive details about the movie just weeks before its long-awaited release. And here's everything you need to know. Entertainment Weekly reported what was said when Muschietti sat with Esquire Middle East, and turns out Nicolas Cage is back as Superman. Don't know if this was a marketing strategy or if Andy was completely done with his struggling film and didn't care for spoilers anymore. During his interview, he casually talked about his time working with Cage, calling him absolutely wonderful and complimenting his devotion for just a cameo. It was the IT director's dream to work with Nick all his life, and DC just made that come true. But at what cost? The excitement of the fans who waited for this film for years? I'm pretty sure you've had an idea of how much The Flash has struggled. From creative differences with its directors and endless delays. Now that it's finally around the corner, the man who was supposed to save the character ended up destroying it. Plus, Nicolas Cage is the most random person to reprise his role as Superman, because people probably don't even remember that he was cast as the hero in the first place. Back when Tim Burton was directing Batman starring Michael Keaton in 1989, he planned to take on the Man of Steel 2 in a movie called Superman Lives. Nick was set to star as Clark Kent, and Christopher Walken was in talks to play Brainiac, while the role of Lois Lane was being decided between Courtney Cox and Sandra Bullock. Unfortunately, the movie never progressed because it was scrapped in 1998. Fans didn't get much content out of it, apart from some photos of the Ghost Rider actor with long hair wearing a gorgeous Superman suit in blue. Like every other actor, Cage adored the character, so much that he named his son Kal-El. That's 100% true, by the way. Go ahead and Google it. So now that he finally had a chance to appear as the hero on the big screen after 2 decades, Andy spoiling it for fans could not have been a good feeling. The Renfield actor was bummed out about Superman Lives getting shelved. He described his iteration of the character as an emo Superman, which makes things a lot more interesting for his cameo. Is he even important to the plot, or is he one of the many other cameos planned for the movie? Well, rumor has it that Christopher Reeve will be in The Flash too. And I know you're wondering how that's possible since Reeve is, well, dead. But never underestimate the power of CGI, even if it ends up looking like something from a PS3 game. Daniel RPK, who's known for leaks that are almost always true, tweeted that there'll be a scene where Ezra Miller's Flash is running through the Speed Force, where he'll see glimpses of characters throughout the DC franchise. Apart from Reeve, Adam West, Lydia Carter, Nicolas Cage, and a bunch more stars will be seen in the film for a brief moment. At the time, Daniel named another Superman with a blurred-out face in the list. But with the recent interview between Esquire and Andy, fans think it's gonna be emo Kal-El. It might as well be the new Supes that James Gunn has planned to cast in Superman Legacy, and if that's the case, The Flash is truly setting up the next phase of the DC universe. But if I were to talk about the OG Clark Kent first, Disney has already tried that by bringing back Peter Cushing in Rogue One, where a CGI Grand Moff Tarkin was concerningly bad. The only logical theory fans came up with to confirm this rumored blast from the past is archived footage, because that's the least likely to look bad in live action. Now, the same question is still running through everyone's minds. How are any of these cameos relevant to the story? The thing is, they're not. Remember in the CW show The Flash where Barry runs back in time and sees different versions of every character here and there? Or how Beast Boy was exploring the multiverse in the series finale of Titans? Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen in the movie. The only difference is, this is a higher budget and has more stakes because it'll be soft rebooting the DCEU, so a lot could happen. Fans have a lot of mixed reviews about these cameos, but before I dive into that, you need to know about another major letdown revealed by the director. Muschietti was asked about Grant Gustin's name being in the rolling credits as one of the cameos, to which he said there was no chance at all. The TV show just wrapped up with an unexpected series finale on the 24th of May 2023, and it didn't go according to any of the fan theories. Instead, Barry and Iris West had a happy ending, which is a first because everyone wanted a shocking twist. With that in mind, it would have been difficult to adjust Gustin's presence or future replacement in the movie, because the theory said that Barry would sacrifice himself to stop Eddie by trapping himself inside the Speed Force and make a grand entrance in the movie alongside Ezra Miller. If something as big as an official replacement wasn't possible, the least they could do was offer Grant a cameo. According to Andy, they played with the idea of including DC characters from TV, but had to pick between the huge list of cameos that were already in hand. This tells us two things. One, Nicolas Cage, Christopher Reeve, Adam West, and Linda Carter's cameos are just the tip of the iceberg. And 2, Miller will remain the DC's fastest man alive, despite their track record of controversies. But then again, they could all be pulling an Andrew Garfield and are playing dumb so Gustin's actual cameo isn't spoiled, the same way Garfield played dumb to not reveal his role in Spider-Man No Way Home. In that case, nice damage control, Andy. You may have spoiled emo Superman. Please keep it up and not say a word ever again. So, how are fans reacting to all this news? Well, not so well, because if you were to consider Nick Cage's cameo, absolutely no one asked for that. Henry Cavill was let go from the role in late 2022, weeks after he finally reprised it in the post-credits scene of Black Adam. Everyone was heartbroken and demanded justice for the man who adored the character he played. And on top of that, he was honestly perfect as the Man of Steel. Andy bringing back Cage and Reeve instead of Cavill in the movie feels like a huge kick to the gut, because fans wanted a proper farewell to his portrayal of Superman, and The Flash seemed like the perfect opportunity to do so. This could also be the case with everyone else in the DCEU who's getting axed, with 99% of the original cast members never putting their iconic suits on ever again. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people who are thrilled with Nick's Superman finally making it to the big screen, but the bad kind of outweighs the good in this one. The Flash is already a widely hated film, even before its release, and you can thank the Snyder fans for that treatment. This little group of supporters wanted their favorite director's vision to meet its complete end, and if that wasn't possible, they wanted a proper movie surrounding Barry Allen, without the thousands of cameos and secondary characters. I know what you're thinking, why can't a movie about the Flash just be about the Flash? Additional cameos and characters like Keaton's Batman, another Flash, and Sasha Calier's Supergirl all feel so unnecessary if you ask me. But then Ezra showed potential in Justice League back in 2021, and it would have been perfect too if they hadn't gone off the rails, and everyone wanted the actor gone, hoping Grant would do the honor to replace him. Because not only does he deserve the role, fans also think that he's much better than Ezra as the Scarlet Speedster. When Muschietti revealed that they had no room for the CW star in the movie, he received even more hate. There was even a headline about the Fantastic Beast star not going anywhere and keeping the role as the Flash, which left fans wondering what this person has against Warner that they managed to be a criminal and still portray one of the biggest heroes in DC. The hate amplified when the official trailer was released at the Super Bowl on the 12th of February 2023. Because poor casting aside, the CGI was the one thing that had everyone talking, and not in a good way. Many fans looked at the fight scene in the snowy field and thought to themselves, yeah, this looks like a cutscene from a PS3 game. All I'm saying is, if this is the state of the visual effects, then they better have used archive footage for Reeves and West cameos. The movie that's going to change the trajectory of the franchise is scheduled to release on the 16th of June 2023. And from everyone hating everything about the film to having a major cameo getting spoiled by the director, this was all about Andy Muschietti leaking a massive detail about the Flash.